Hi everyone, welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons series, part 20. In the last few episodes, we were able to finally achieve the 3-star island, which means I'll be able to start transforming my island from now on. In this episode, I'll be mostly cutting down the trees and removing all the items that we did place on the outdoors. I'm not going to be moving any villager's house today. After all, we do need to do a lot of time traveling to just move all of their houses away and start building my island. So I think I'll be mostly focusing on clearing up the island for now. Right here, as per as Isabel's broadcast, it seems like we have Gulliver on our island, which is pretty nice. I wonder if it's the pirate one or the sailor. We'll get to see it pretty soon. But as I mentioned before, I'm more focused on clearing my island out. I'm not planning to cut down all the trees at once because I still think we'll be able to get some furniture through that way. Maybe I will clear out the items from one side of the island and start building my final design on the island there. Maybe once we move on, we will take different sections, cut down the trees in those sections, clear them out and start putting my design. As far as the 5-star design goes, I don't have everything planned out. I do have specific things that I want to be at specific places. And based on how it actually looks, I'll go ahead and place the houses or the other island shops. But let's see how that goes. I'm not too worried about the design itself. I really like to usually go ahead and complete the design as it goes, see how it looks and go with that. Sometimes this might mean that I might change my design multiple times, but I think that's the fun of this game, so definitely I'm very excited for this. Right here, as usual, I did change my outfit and today I decided to go ahead and change it from my house. I'm already having a lot of outfits and I don't want to crowd my storage with it. So for now, for a few days, I'll go ahead and wear the clothes that I did buy and we'll see if we can buy some more in the future. As usual, as per the daily task, I definitely want to check out the shop as well as try to collect all the fossils to try and complete my museum. Just before this episode, I did check the museum offline and I think about 50% of it is complete. So we are doing pretty well with it. Right here, let's check out the shop and as you can see, there are a couple of items that I could buy. Although I do have to say I already have all of these 4 furniture items with me, but I still think buying this one here is pretty good. There we go. I might check out this candle as well as the dish drying rack that's right next to it. I'm actually curious on buying some kitchen items. I mean, at this point, I do need a kitchen in my house. Unfortunately, I don't have too many items yet. Hopefully, once this shop is upgraded, I might be able to get more of these items and try to fill my kitchen up a bit more. While checking out this cabinet, I actually remembered that we do have the basic cooking recipes which I was trying to buy in the last episode. Unfortunately, at that point, I didn't have the Custom Designer Plus app. But since I did buy it in the last episode, I can finally go ahead and get these recipes. Some of these recipes are pretty amazing and I think at some point I will try and craft them. But for now, I'm just going to collect all of these as much as possible. Just like the DIYs that I have been collecting. And probably at some point we can do an episode with all of these dishes. I think that would look pretty cool. As for the wallpapers and floorings, we don't really have anything too interesting. I have been trying to get the crown wall wallpaper and that's the one that I am planning to kind of use in all of my rooms. So if I do find it, I'll actually go ahead and buy it. For now, I think I have around 3 of those colors. The brown one, black one and I think the blue one. But I think there are a couple other colors you can find. Maybe it's just me, I'm not really sure anymore. If I do find them in the future, I'll go ahead and buy them. Now that we are outside, I'll quickly talk to all of my villagers. This is a small daily task that I like to complete and try to collect all of the fossils to donate for today. Hopefully, while running around the beach, I'll be able to find Gulliver as well. Looking at the museum, it did remind me that I had 2 more items to donate that are not fossils. So probably we can go ahead and donate this right away. One of them is a emperor butterfly and the other one being a painting that I bought from Red. So let me quickly go ahead and donate both of them right here. I have been thinking about the art collection, and definitely it's one of those things I want to do. But unfortunately, it is pretty difficult to actually get Red on your island. Hopefully, I'll be able to find him in Harvey's island and try to get some art from there. But of course, we are yet to visit his island, so I definitely have that down in my checklist. Some point we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe when we are moving and transforming our island, in between one of these episodes, I could definitely go ahead and check it out as well. Either way, that's all on the museum for now. I'll quickly go outside, do all of the daily tasks, and see if any of my villagers are crafting a DIY item. Well, we do have the pirate Gulliver. It's pretty cool to see him. He does give us the pirate themed items. And I think this is the first time we're seeing him in our island. Pretty excited about this since some of the items that he does give us looks pretty amazing. Either way, it's time for us to quickly go ahead and wake him up, get his communicator item, which in this case we do have to swim out in the ocean and dive to get that item, which I'll quickly go ahead and complete. Right here I did decide to speed up the video, and let me know if it's still okay at the speed. Some of these characters do have plenty of dialogues, and I still feel like it's easier to kind of speed it up rather than just letting it go through in its own pace. While trying to find the communicator item, I got lucky to actually find a scallop. This means we'll have another special character. As you can see, he was in the background. This is Pascal, and he is going to ask us for his scallop. No problem, since we do get a special item from him. Of course, he does give us a thought for the day, which I think is pretty funny. Let's see what he has to say this time. Trees are earth hair and grass, a giant earth beard, which means deserts are the bald spots. Man! Alright, that's a way to see earth. That's Pascal for you. I think it's pretty hilarious, and I really love to see his deep thoughts. So it's pretty fun to go ahead and give the scallop to him. In this case, he did give us the DIY recipe for the mermaid wall, which is pretty nice. Hopefully one of these days I do get the DIY recipe or the item for the mermaid dressing. I think we do have 2 clothes, and I'm pretty excited to get both of them. The very next turn, we were able to find the communicator, so let's make our way back to Gulliver. As usual, this one does work the same as the Gulliver that we do have with Sailor outfit, and I do have to wait for tomorrow to see what item I get from him. One of these days, I definitely want to go ahead and play this game at night to get the special characters that we do get, that is Celeste and Wisp. Both of them are pretty cool and one of my favorite special characters in this game, and I'm hoping to get some items as well as DIY recipe from them as well. Since we did meet Pascal right here, we are gonna complete one of the Nook Miles tasks, which is pretty nice. Hopefully in the future when I'm trying to collect more bells, if I do find a scallop and get Pascal, I think we'll be able to complete the other 2 tasks under it. Right here, I really like this small log bench as well as the tiki torch. Maybe I'll be able to place these items in my 5-star island at some point. I think they both look pretty cute, and definitely it looks pretty nice for a forest theme island. Since I have been running around for quite some time, I see that we have quite a lot of trees in the beginning of this island that is right next to this entrance. I might have to buy multiple axe in order to kind of take down most of these trees. At some point axe does break, and since I will be doing a lot of redesigning, cutting down trees, I might have to buy multiple of these items at some point. While running around the island, it seems like I did find someone's lost item. I wonder whose book this is. I don't really have too many villages in this island that are friendly, so I'm pretty surprised about this one. Let's check with Agent S and see whose it is. Handing it over to him, it seems like it's Ozzy's. Okay. Ozzy is the new villager I actually invited in the last episode, so I'm pretty surprised to see that he's already quite friendly. Either way, since I am visiting all of my villages, at some point when I go to his house, I'll quickly go ahead and give him his lost item. I've also seen some people use these lost items as a item on the island. That is, use it to decorate a picnic area or a table in the house. So I think it's a really cool idea, and at some point I might actually try this. But for now, since we are trying to gain more friendship with these villages, I'll go ahead and return back the lost items. For one moment, I really thought this was Matt's house. Mac was my initial villager for this island, and this is where his house was. Unfortunately, he requested to move out of the island a couple of episodes before, so right now we do have Ozzy in his place right here. Either way, let's quickly give him the lost item, and apparently it's his picture book. Pretty nice. Also, it's a very valuable thing to lose in the outdoors. But we do get a cycling shirt. Not something I am very enthusiastic to wear, but I think it's something I can keep as a collection. While completing my villager task, I did not find Ken, so I made my way to Abel's sisters, and this is where he is. Alright, pretty cool. Ken is not one of my favorite villagers, but I think his house looks pretty amazing, so I'm really happy to have him in my island. But of course, I did mention this before, if any of my villagers want to leave the island, I will not stop them, unless it is a villager that I really want to use in my 5-star island. And of course, since we are here already, I'll quickly go ahead and buy some of these clothing items. Because why not, right? At some point, I do have to use these and stop buying from the Abel sisters. There are a couple of items that I am trying to find. One of them being the royal crown as well as the royal shirt. That is one of the items that I really liked. So if I do find it here, I'll go ahead and buy that item. Regarding the villages that I really like in my current island, I think I have one of the favorite villages here, and it's actually Ace. I think he looks pretty nice and I really love his house design. It's one of those unique houses that you get to see once in a while. And it seems like he is busy doing a DIY. Let's check out what it is. A honeycomb wall. I wonder if I did pick up the honeycomb flooring. Maybe if we did, I think it's a pretty cool combination for a room. Not something I would be using in my house, but if I do eventually have a second house on this island with a second character, then probably I'll go ahead and use it over there. Either way, I think it's pretty cool to get all of these DIY items. Now I am still looking for the log items as well as the bamboo items. There is a bamboo stereo which I really like, and I'm hoping to get the DIY recipe for it. Maybe I will get lucky and one of my villagers will be creating it as a DIY item. Since I did complete the daily task, I decided to go ahead for a boat tour, but before that we'll check out the message bottle. This time we have Dharma, which I think is one of those Russian doll kind of things. I'm not really sure what it's gonna be. We can definitely check out that as well. Alright, let's check it out in the DIY recipe. Now I did get couple of items and I was right about the honeycomb wall as well as the flooring. I do have both of them, and here is Dharma, but you do need a mini version of it to craft it, which means I can't really craft that item for now. The other items that you are seeing right there is from the basic recipe, so definitely we did get couple of them for 4,000 bells. Initially, I did want to show you guys the boat tour, but since I didn't get a special island, I think we can actually skip this one. Most of these normal islands are going to be the same. But right here, I did get a wooden bookshelf recipe. This recipe was one of those that I was really hoping to get, and I'm super happy about it. It needs a couple of book as well as wood to kind of craft it. Thankfully, I was able to find book before this recipe, so I do have couple of them already with me. So if I do need a bookshelf for my house, I can quickly go ahead and craft it as well. As for the rest of the items, here is the list of what I got from the island. And I'm just gonna go ahead and head back to my island, keep all of these in one place and start clearing out all the outdoor items in my island. While seeing the timing in this game, I actually realized that we are so close to losing the snowy weather. So I did decide to go ahead and create a snowman for today. Unfortunately, since we only have a couple of days of the snow, I won't be able to get all the DIY recipes from the snowman, but I'll try to get as many as possible. In the meantime, I'll quickly go ahead and remove all of these items from my island, which I think will be pretty hectic considering that I do have to move all of those flowers right there to the beach. That is going to take me some time, but I'm going to do it offline and show you guys how the island looks once I'm done with it. I've also been thinking about these shrubs right here, and I think some of them look pretty cool. But unfortunately, I don't think it works out with the museum right here, so I might not plant them back. I might try using them in another way while I'm terraforming my island. I did go to the museum to donate my fossils. Unfortunately, all 4 of them were not something that was unique. So in the end, I did decide to go ahead and sell them in the shop right here. This right here is a really good tactic to go ahead and get some more bells. You can definitely go ahead and save up the fossils for a couple different days by time traveling and then just quickly get them assessed. Whichever fossil does not get donated, you can quickly come and sell them in the Nook Cranny. The other way to get more bells would definitely be diving. Most of those sea creatures are pretty costly, especially the ones that are very rare. If you have donated most of them, I think the second ones you can definitely come here and go ahead and sell them in the shop to get more bells. Now, as for clearing up the outdoor items, I have cleared up almost all of them. Like I mentioned before, I'm only gonna take a portion of this island and clear them out first before I go with the other parts of the island. As for all of the shrubs I had next to the house, I went ahead and planted them right here. Unfortunately, apparently shrubs can't be planted in the ocean, that is next to the sand. So I had to find this small stretch of my island where I can actually go ahead and plant them for now. In the future, I'll go ahead and move them out. Maybe I'll go ahead and sell them off since I can still go ahead and find more of them through leaf. But I think it does look pretty weird having so many shrubs in the same place. While clearing out my flower garden, I was able to find a present. Let's check out what it is. And it's actually a floor sign. Once again, not something I was hoping to get, but I'll take it either way. Here's another one. This time, let's see if we do get a really good item. And of course, it's 10,000 bells. I guess it's a bit better than the floor sign. Either way, I did manage to move all the flowers that were on my island to the beach. You know what, I've been thinking about this, and since we have cleared out this side of the island, at least the outdoor items, I think we can actually go ahead and move our museum out of the way. After all, we do have to start from somewhere, and I definitely want to start moving out the houses as soon as possible. After all, we'll be doing a lot of time traveling. Unfortunately, every single day you can only move a single house and construct a incline or a bridge at the same time. So if you want to move multiple houses at the same episode, I might have to time travel for a couple of days. Right here, I'm just checking out Nook Stop before we talk to Tom about moving the museum. I think it's worthwhile just coming here, checking out all of these items, see if there is anything interesting that I can actually buy, and then we can definitely go ahead and move out the items. Unfortunately, we don't really have too many interesting items for today, so I guess I'll just save up some of these bells before we go back and talk to Tom Nook. After all, we do need around 10,000 bells to move each of these houses. Since we do have 20, I think it's still pretty fine. Quickly talking to Tom Nook right here, we do have to select the option Let's Talk Infrastructure. And I think we have to go with the layout change. As far as the villager houses go, I do have to move around 2 of them with no cranny as well. Maybe I'll be able to do it in the next episode. But for today, we'll go ahead and relocate our museum. To be honest, I really don't know where I'll be moving the museum to. As far as I've seen, we won't be able to move it to a beach spot. So probably if I'm going to keep it, I might have to place it right next to Ace's house, which is in the top left location of the island. We don't really have anything over there right away, so I think it's a really good place for me to keep the museum for now. But of course, before we decide, we have to kind of invite Blathers and get his permission, in which case he did say yes right here. Pretty cool. We also have to give 10,000 bells, and now that we have the museum moving kit, let me quickly find a place for it as well. Alright, here we are. I think this one is at the corner of the island and might be the perfect place for the museum. Let me quickly imagine it, making sure it does not block the cliff as well. Not bad. I think this is where my museum will be until I'm able to find a perfect place for it. Pretty cool. In the next episode, we'll have a museum located to here. Now, I did go back to the resident services building to check with Tom if I can move any other house. Unfortunately, it seems like we only can do once per day. In this case, we already have the museum moving, so we really can't move any of the houses. Either way, I still think it's pretty cool. Alright, so that's all I had for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. After all, we did clear out the island and I did get a new place for the museum. In the next episode, as I mentioned before, I'll be trying to clear out the rest of these trees as well as moving the villager house, making sure that we have this place cleared out to start the new terraforming. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you would like to support me on Patreon, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you guys in the next one.